to get back into doing the monthly updates and continue that weekend update trend throughout the month to get more of these out there to let you guys know what's kind of going on and things like that. Also going to get back to the giveaway stuff. This month I've got something from Screw Loose Hardware that I plan on giving away. Also, I wanted to kind of go over some of the new things that kind of roll into the shop kind of from day to day, as far as like new parts and things that I get from vendors that maybe I don't have a use for right away, but I want to show you guys what I've got, what's new, and the things that I've got coming on. So anyway, sorry for the noise in the background. Right now I've got the 3D printer going, and I'm switching over to ABS. I have been using simply PLA, which is a little bit different type material that doesn't have necessarily some of the more beneficial properties of 3D printing than the ABS does, but it's a lot easier to use. So I'm just starting to switch over to the ABS now, so I've got a little bit of a learning curve going with that. So that's what that racket is in the background. So I apologize for that. Anyway, this month we're going to start off right away with a local comp here. It's going to be a scale crawling comp. So not necessarily the go fast stuff or anything like that, simply crawling through gates, having fun out on the trails. Now it's a 1.9 and 2.2, but I'm probably just going to run one truck, and I don't know if I'm going to pick the 1.9 Matt Zilla or the 2.2 Matt Zilla. Whichever one I run, I need to look over the whole truck top to bottom. They both got pushed really hard in the G6 and the TTC, and I really haven't touched them since, so they need work. I need to make sure the bearings are done. Either way, the whole truck I'll swap over to a brand new set of Fast Eddie's bearings in it. Sitting up here on top of the Matt Zilla 2.2 is the Mega Truck chassis for Squirrel OD. This chassis is completely done. Everything is sitting in there. The only thing I have left to do is finish up the Kyosho Mad Force axles and get the links built, all that good stuff. So that project will be wrapped up for him very shortly, which I'm looking forward to getting out to him so he can put his finishing touches on it and figure out exactly how he's going to do that. So looking forward to seeing that. Okay, I want to get on to some of the new parts and pieces that have come rolling through the shop over the last several weeks and things like that, but that I haven't necessarily shown since I haven't had this format before. But there's a number of different things that I want to show you guys. First off, even these are the giveaway items, but there's 3 sets of hardware sitting here, and these are all from Screw Loose Hardware. Since I'm not selling the hardware kits anymore, there's a couple of vendors that have stepped up to do that, and one of them is Screw Loose Hardware. You can find him on RC Crawler as well as Facebook, and I'll have links in the description of this video. But he's got 3 different screw kits that he sent me here to give away to you guys, which we'll get onto later in this video. The first one is a cap head stainless steel kit. Then he has a button head stainless steel kit, as well as a cap head black steel set. So he's got a larger selection than I did. So you guys can go check him out, and you can see some of the things that he's offering. For the giveaway, we've also got a little pit mat, and all of these kits, as well as the pit mat, are going to one winner. So check out towards the end of the video for more details on that. Over the last several weeks, I'd also got a couple of deliveries from Eddie at Crawler Innovations. The most exciting one is these new 6-bolt double deuce wheels. Now, these are a 2.2 wheel, and they're a glue-on wheel, which doesn't sound all that exciting, but there's a purpose for exactly why he made these. These are made to accept the Vanquish SLW hubs. So it's a cheap wheel that allows you that offset changes. And also the reason for a glue-on versus a beadlock is that the comp crawler side of crawling really is weight conscious. Now that's going to translate to other areas of crawling. That's the hyper competitive side, and as competition and the competition minded mindset moves into scale and the Ultra 4 type racing, these things may find a very good use in those markets. So again, Crawler Innovations, these are the 6-bolt double deuce wheels, just a nice affordable option to give you that adjustability as well as a lot of weight savings. As well as a couple of other things that came in those packages. These here are the 2-stage foams from Crawler Innovations. Now these are a 1.55. That's that smaller size wheel for more scale. Now these are actually going to go on my brand new project, which we may touch on later in this video, or I may save it. But 1.55, you'll see those coming up here real soon on my latest build. And lastly, these are a set of the 1.9 single stage foams. These are for the Mad Beast tires, but they should also work well in tires like the Maxxis Trepidors for Axial. So these may find their way into my Scout project. and stiffen up that project a little bit since that truck is pretty heavy. Two more quick things to show that have come in the mail. These are from Axial and not necessarily really new, but just a couple of things that I pulled in the shop, and I don't have an immediate use for them. One is the newish 2.2 Maxxis Trepadors, just a nice looking tire. I like the look of the 1.9. These have that same aggressive look, maybe a little bit more aggressive than the 1.9 even, so looking forward to throwing these on a project here soon. They may actually end up on that 2.2 Matt Zilla back there. And then I also got a couple of sets of the Axial steel transmission gears. Now, one of those sets is probably going to join a big pile of parts that I have over there on one of the shelves of all different brands and different kinds of transmission parts, which Howard and I plan on doing a very comprehensive transmission part testing video, as far as taking a lot of these transmission parts to the limit in a controlled jig torque type situation to kind of see where your dollar goes as far as when you upgrade your transmission parts, what things happen, where the weak links are, what parts stand up, and how well. So look forward to that here as soon as Howard and I can get a chance to really break some transmission parts. Another simple little cheap score that you can find, this is a little parts bag from G-Made. This is part number GM52407, and what this is it's the electronics box out of the G-Made sawback. Now, the cover to the electronics box looks like a little GMLS motor. And for the price of this thing, you can end up with something that looks pretty scale if you're kind of trying to hide something in plain sight. An example of that is sitting here in front of me, and this is Howard's Matt Zilla Ultra 4 chassis. Now you can see in the rear of this chassis, he's used one of those G-Made boxes to simulate a rear engine buggy while giving him a great place to hide his electronics. The ESC actually fits, a Mamba Max Pro fits very well on that back tray with the fan underneath of it, kind of pulling air through those intake runners almost even. Kind of neat. And his receiver and BEC will fit nicely inside that box. Howard's truck here is coming along pretty well. He was going to come over here and work on it tonight, but it ended up having to take off. One thing you'll see on here is these are the new Proline shocks. They're a short course shock, but actually work pretty well on these crawlers. They're a nice beefy shock. Now on my Matt Zilla 1.9, I use the Proline shocks as well, but I use the regular Power Stroke 2-stage shocks. So we're going to give these a shot and kind of see how they go. Howard went with these because they're blue, basically, and he's kind of going with a blue theme throughout this whole build. So look for more on this later. All right, so that's it for new parts. Something else I want to touch on is something that I want to show you guys here very soon, which is thermoforming your own parts at home. Now, I've done a little bit of that with the Scout before, but I also wanted to try and show you some of the new methods or other methods that we plan to use here. Howard knocked out a solid example in a day this week. His 1.9 Ultra 4 chassis that I just showed you, he wanted to make a new hood for. And I've been working on going to start some computer modeling to maybe 3D print some pieces to thermoform over. However, he just knocked something out in a day. He simply made a new buck out of wood filler, sanding, all that kind of thing. Got just a nice, simple example, just a nice raised area in the center of the hood to help clear those shock hoops that kind of stick up just a little bit above the outside beltline bars. Knocked out that, then he went over to a friend of ours' house here in Kansas City and was able to knock out two simple examples of what that hood works like. Thermoforming at home is not that difficult. It doesn't take much of an investment even, and if it's something that you really want to try and take on, just about any of you I'm sure will be able to knock it out. So later on this month, hopefully maybe next month by the time this crazy month gets over, I do want to go over and show you guys just some different examples and some things like that to see if you want to try something like this at home yourself. But some pretty cool examples of a nice simple hood you can do with a minimal amount of time. Lastly, getting back to the giveaway stuff. Again, I want to get back to these giveaways and try and do them regularly. This one, Screw Loose Hardware, supplied these 3 hardware kits as well as the pit mat. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is comment on the video and be subscribed to the channel. Subscribe if you're not already. Tell a friend. Get more people in on this, whatever you want to do. I appreciate all the support from you guys, and hopefully giving back a little bit helps grow the channel here in the future. But 3 full sets of hardware as well as the pit map are going to one winner, and I'll pick it at random and ship it out to you guys. If you guys are in the US, it'll be free shipping. If you're international, we'll work something out. So you can find out more about Screwless Hardware on Facebook or RC Crawler, and I'll put the links in the description below. All right, real quick and lastly, just a quick sneak peek about what my next project's going to be. This is a little Tamiya Unimog body. I'll probably be using just the very front of the cab section and probably trimming off a lot of what you see there. But looking forward to doing a Class 1 or Class 2 Sorca legal 60-point scale rig type thing, but going to go with a very specific goal on the whole build. The whole thing is going to be super lightweight. Trying to get this rig in that 4-pound range, somewhere right there, ready to run, whole deal. So look forward to that. Going to try and use as many tricks and tips and things like that that I remember from the comp crawling side, and I'll dig up whatever else I can find. So watch out for that. That's all I got for now, guys. We'll see you guys later this week, this month, with a ton of updates from what looks to be a pretty busy, pretty crazy month. So that's all I got for now, and we'll see you guys next time.